You know, dairy has such a complex supply chain from producers to processors and consumers alike. And who better to dig into the dairy stream than our friend Mike Austin? He's going to be hosting a brand new podcast with Joanna Guzzo. We welcome both of you this morning.
Oh, good morning.
Well, we're happy to have you not only back in the studio, but back on air, so to speak. Mike, talk a bit about this podcast and what people can expect from it.
Sure. Again, it is great to be with you. And yeah, we're talking really about a lot of the same subjects you talk about. I mean, there's still that need to communicate to the customer, consumer, but also to the farmer. So, we're talking ag policy both on the state and national level. We're talking about risk management. We're talking about, issues that are important to the consumer as far as the variety and what's available to them when it comes to what they want to eat and how they want to feed their family. And we're also looking at, other important issues that are important to all of us as far as what direction agriculture is heading.
Joanna, talk a bit about the force behind this podcast, so to speak, with certainly EDGE and DBA.
Definitely. So the podcast is really centered around making sure, like the topics that Mike mentioned, and dairy is so complex, from the farmer to the supply chain to the consumer. So this is a way that we can engage with all those different types of people.
And certainly tapping into some of those resources. These are two of the largest organizations, most influential in America.
No, they really are, and I'm just glad to be affiliated with them. And as you say, a real key to what you do and everybody in agriculture do is sustainability. That's another thing we're really focusing on, both financial sustainability and, as you've been talking about today, conservation and preserving those great resources we have.
So how long do we get to spend with you every podcast episode?
Well, they're about, 15 to 20 minutes?
Yes.
Which is probably enough to handle me.
Well, speaking from experience, Joanna, you are a lucky woman to be able to sit in the co-pilot seat with Mr. Austin here. How often can we expect Dairy Stream to be out?
It's going to be going out every 3 weeks. The next one's going to be airing on March 4th at 7 a.m.
All right, now if we're fumbling around on our phone or how do we find you,
So you can find it on our website, but we're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify.
I know it's a question on everyone's mind. How is retirement? But now we have to say that with quotations around it because of this gig.
Well, this is a great thing. Plus, I'm doing some things volunteering in the community as well. I'm seeing a lot of people and getting a lot of positive response, by the way, about this program. So it's good to see. And it's good to see that, there is still an outlet. And hopefully, we're adding to it with the podcast, which, gives you that flexibility of when you are able to listen to.
Yeah.
But, just like your program, though, keeping people informed of what this vital industry is doing.
We'll certainly be dialing it up in the tractors this spring. Some good, easy listening. Perfect. We'll connect you with the best way to find the Dairy Stream podcast. As they mentioned, it's available on your favorite streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Thank you both.